It's a great way to start, isn't it? I'm exhausted. Hey guys, I'm just doing another post. I know it's like only been a few days since the last one, but I thought I'd do another one because I had a holiday weekend, so I tried to get out and explore a little. I'm almost certain that is a funeral dirge, and I'm a little wary to do this post and sit here and talk. But it's just a coffee house. I don't know if someone is having a funeral in a coffee house. Anyway, I'm going to keep talking until somebody tells me not to. I'm the only person here. I've been the only person in this whole town all day. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I've been the only tourist. So the place I came today was called the Perfume Pagoda. I'm going to post a lot of videos about it. Of it. I'm so exhausted. I can't even think or talk. But it was a good day though. I got a lot of walking in. My foots did really well, surprisingly. I remembered how out of shape I was. So found that out. I mean, it wasn't news, to be honest. But yeah, did a lot of hiking. You might see it in the video, but I'm just going to explain why it was so much hiking. Because we kind of got scammed. So I came out here alone. I wanted to do videos showing that you don't have to go with a tour group, and maybe I convinced a lot of people to use a tour group. But to be fair, like this is unusual. Like in 3 days, it's supposed to be the busiest season for this particular shrine. It's a Buddhist shrine, and I don't know, it's a holiday or it's the day that something special happened, I don't know, but it's like everyone comes and it's like just off the charts crowded. On January 6th, today is the 3rd, the only thing I can figure is that people don't go before the special holiday, because that would, what would be the point, right? You're looking to worship, you got to get it done on the right day, I guess. And Buddha keeps track of time. He will not tolerate early meditators or whatever they're doing. Anyway, yeah, so there was no one here. I mean, you'll see in the videos, it was almost totally empty. And you can see it set up for a lot of tourists. Like, this is the type of tourist site that has like turnstiles, that just go where you could just you could be waiting for a long time for a boat or whatever you're doing. Yeah, so it was not busy at all. It was very empty. So anyway, we went to I hopped off the motorbike here in town. I took the train. I didn't take a tour from Hanoi. I just took a train down to the nearby larger town, and we're about half an hour from the train station there. And I just took a motorbike, grabbed one on the street bike, came over, and thought I'd just hop a boat. And I think in a normal circumstances you can. Although, to be honest, my battery was not doing great at the end of the day, and we whizzed by too fast earlier, so I didn't get good shots of the area with all the boats. But there's still a ton of boats out there. It's just there's nobody in them or manning them. They're just tied up. But it's just like a little inlet of a lake where you get on the boats and then you go around the corner and out to the end of the lake, and that's where the temple is. And so we only found one lady that was arranging boats. I keep saying we. I mean, it was me and the motorbike driver, but he wasn't really looking. I was just with him until I found the place, and I'm like, okay, you can drop me here. Anyway, so he drops me off, and I talked to the lady, and she said, oh, well, if you're alone, you either got to rent the whole boat yourself or wait for a group that'll accept you. And there was already two groups like sitting there, and I thought, well, maybe one of them will. She said they didn't want an extra person. They were all like a family group, so they didn't want some stranger to hop in the boat with them. Because mainly, she said, they have to wait for you at the end of the day, which the people I went with ended up doing that because they didn't want to go to actually see the pagoda. They didn't want to actually see the shrine. so they were like, well, we'll be ready to leave at 4, and I was like, I thought that would be fine. But when I went up to the top of the mountain, it wasn't. That was not doable. I got back 10 till 5. Anyway, I bought them lunch, so maybe it makes up for it. I didn't mean to be late, but I just couldn't make it down in time. Anyway, so that doesn't even get to why I'm so tired. Because you can go there and just see the pagoda and the temple and those parts, and then you can take a cable car up to the top of the mountain and see actually get to the shrine itself, which is in a cave. Pretty cool cave. I mean, it's not like it was 100 feet deep or anything. It was 50 feet in, but yeah, all that is doable, and without not having to put forth much physical effort. But this lady that I negotiated the boat with, she came down from 1.2 million to 500,000. It's a pretty big drop, and she said, I can include it, but she got. So this is why I keep saying us about this part. There were 2 college girls going, and they didn't have a lot of money to spend. I have no clue how much they actually ended up putting into it. The lady said she was going to charge me $500, which for just a ticket on the boat would be a lot. But since she was right, there was nobody else going, so that boat would not have left if I hadn't paid. I feel confident of that. But she did say it's going to include a ticket, and you get a tour guide. It's a motorboat, and it was a motorboat to give her that. So, in a roundabout way, she gave everything that she promised, but she didn't mention that we're not going to take you. Like she said, a ticket. We didn't need a ticket because there's a front gate and a back gate to this thing, and her person that she sent us with went halfway between the two, because there's a hiking trail between the two, the front gate and the back gate. And she the boat goes up between the two and goes up into a little nook and cranny off the side of the lake, and we hopped out and went over this hill, well, a mountain, but it was over a pretty rocky hill. I mean, it was straight up. You'll see that in the video. And then we just sort of connect with the trail midway, so she managed to sneak us in between the front gate and the back gate, and that's why we got a cheap boat. But it wasn't really all that cheap, because the girls paid something. I saw them together hand $500 and get some change, so I think they paid maybe $100 each. I don't think they would have gone. I think they were college girls. I don't think they would have gone if it had been any more than that. And I actually didn't mind that part, to be honest. I could genuinely tell they didn't have any money. That's why I bought their lunch for them. We went in, and they were the place. It's tourist restaurant, so they're charging twice, 3, 4 times what a regular restaurant would charge. And they were like, okay, and so they just got rice, and they shared a plate of rice, just rice, between the two of them. I take it back. There's a little meat in there mixed in with the fried rice, but not much. And that was their lunch. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, I'll buy that for them. I just felt bad for them. But they didn't even go up to the top because you had to pay for the cable car. You had to pay extra. So after I took this giant, hike from the lakeside over to the trail, and then we walked this fairly long trail to get actually up to the pagoda. I was pretty tired by that point, but I decided that paying for the cable car up and down was a total scam. I'm not doing that. So dummy me, I did go up with the cable car, so that was smart. So I got up there, and of course you can't buy a ticket back when you're already up there, and if you did, it would be full price. You wouldn't get the round trip price anyway. But why didn't I just buy the round trip ticket? It was crazy. Anyway, it was exhausting coming down the mountainside because it was quite large. And I'm out of shape. And I haven't really been on any kind of a hike like that in a while. Anyway, so I'm very tired now. Now, that's only part of the story. The rest of the story is how do I get home, because when I got to the train station this morning, I forgot to get the return ticket before I left Hanoi. And then I got here and I said, well, can I get a return ticket tonight? And they're like, nope. That's why I just stopped at this coffee shop and like I can rest my legs and figure out. There's probably a bus that goes back. I actually bought for $2. I bought the return ticket for tomorrow morning. So if if all else fails, I'll just get a hotel. I saw a couple on the way to the coffee shop. But I'm going to see if there's a bus going back. There might be a bus. Just got to check. I'm just charging up my phone and letting my legs rest here in the coffee shop, and it's been great. It may not sound great, but it was a lot of fun actually. Just all the craziness. I wasn't even mad about the hike. The hike was good. It was fun. But if you're ever going to Perfume Pagoda, I know you are. My advice is to make sure that the company, unless you want to take that extra hike, make sure that the company that you go with takes you to, the boat takes you all the way to the front gate, and do not let them drive. The front gate is a very large and obviously a tourist attraction. You will not get there and think, is this someone's farm? Which is what I thought when we pulled up to the side of the lake. Yeah, make sure you ask beforehand. This takes us to the front, right? Don't accept it if that's not what you want. Although if you want an easy but a long hike, you can, without the boat, you can get to the back gate. That's what it's for. Everybody does the front gate. You can go to the back gate. You don't need to do the boats. They're not necessary. You go in the back gate, you take the trail right up to the front gate, and you end up where you would have with the boat anyway. And you don't pay the extra. But the boat is fun. To be fair, the boat is fun. Anyway, I'm just splicing some photos and things for today. Not photos, video, whatever. And then I'm gonna try to get home. I'm gonna try to get home tonight. I don't want to get a hotel room. So hopefully they've got a bus. It's dark outside, but it's only like 6 o'clock. All right, see you guys later.